Sometimes just good intentions are not enough. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and today I'll be talking about the Telugu film Color Photo, written and directed by Sandeep Raj, starring Suhas, Chandini Chowdary, Harsha, Sunil and many more. This film is basically a commercialized version of Periyam Perumal, the Tamil film. Now over the time we have seen similar stories like this, but this film is not a cliche. Now this film focuses on the prejudice we have towards skin color in a society where it is still instilled in us that white and fair skin is superior to others and to look down upon someone who has a darker skin. And I'm pretty sure we all can relate to it. Somewhere or the other in our lives we have faced it ourselves. Using fairness creams, getting taunted by you having a dark complexion. And we see that in the film too. Now this film is more than that. It's also coming of age story, a love story, a film about friendship. And I like it because it makes the world more believable. That there is not just this one thing. There are all these aspects in the character's life. Now the first 10 minutes of the film, it was just cringe for me. The way it was shot, it was just too much overacting. That whole sequence where Deepu visits her father's funeral, there's a very big difference between not being emotional, not crying and being insensitive. And we are told that something happened because of which Deepu doesn't cry now. But the way she was behaving there, it was very insensitive, meaning that she doesn't care about anyone's feelings. It all just threw me out of the film. So I went over to Discord, asked some people, should I continue? Is it like this throughout? And people told me just watch it, it will become better. So I took a deep breath, cleared my mind and went again to watch the film. And really when the backstory starts, the film becomes much better. Now first let's talk about the love story. If you have been following my channel for a long time, you know I'm very particular about this. If the love story is not done well, I'm just disconnected. And here, there was no build up for the love story. Not at all. It just happens. They just fall in love like that. Why, how, we later find out that it was love at first sight for both of them. What a coincidence. But I agree, it can happen. It's normal. It happens every day to everyone. I totally get it. But from there, directly going to I love you makes no sense to me. That's just unbelievable. In the second half, the chemistry between the two leads to kick in and makes the relationship better. But honestly, it never worked for me. Now, if you're finding value in this video, do hit the like button because when you do that, YouTube promotes this video and more people can watch it. Also consider subscribing and hit the bell icon to get notification whenever a new video comes out. Now, the world of this character, his college, the principal, the friends, the seniors, all of them were just one tone. They were just there for the sake of it. And they were very stereotypical. How a principal is, how a college is, how friends are, how seniors who rag you are. Very one tone, very general, what we all think and see in movies. That's it. Nothing more than that. Now one of the friend, Bala, played by Chemudu Harsha, he did really well. I think his performance stood out. But again, if you consider in Periyam Perumal also, the main guy's friend was like that, a comic relief, and here too, the same case. I'm not saying that it's copied from that film, but I'm just pointing out that how similar things were and that I've already seen it somewhere else. So it's not fresh to me. On the other hand, it was fresh to see that the women characters were explored. They were not single dimensional. They were not one tone. There's this montage in the beginning where we see how the boys meet and how the girls meet. The boys meet over having a cigarette and all. That's how they get friends. And the girls meet by helping each other during the periods. And that's how they become friends. That was an interesting take. And quite true too. There was one more scene between Deepu and Deepu's friend when they were rehearsing for that play. And there's a conflict of who will play the main lead, and the friend is jealous because she wants to play the role but she'll not get it because Deepu is much fairer and better looking than her. Now there is even a dialogue in the film by Deepu's sister-in-law that in films women's stories are never told, and the film is trying to be meta here by saying that dialogue from a perspective of women. But what happens is, but this film too doesn't show their story because we never get to see the women's struggle, what issues Deepu face in her life by being fairer, because that is also prejudice, right? That people look on to fairer girls, and these struggles are mentioned in the film but only through dialogue. We never see them. Deepu says a lot of boys follow her around, but we never see that. Then later in the film she tells that she was assaulted by her cousin brother, but again it's just a dialogue. We never see it, and it doesn't look like the film is concerned about it. It's just a throwaway dialogue there because the way those scenes are treated. Now I wouldn't have pointed all this out if the dialogue was not in the film, but they made a point to add this dialogue and to sound like no, we care about female characters, but in the film, in the execution, you don't. I really like the ending. It was very fresh, very new, and it tried to make a point, to give hope to people through that fake story to that couple and have this mass climax scene as what should have happened really if people came together to show the ideal situation. but that's not the reality. To show that difference in the endings was a really nice touch. Now coming to the social and relevant issue of the film. The film tried really hard, to drive the point. And that speech at the end was really great. But that was totally out of character for Jai Krishna. It was inconsistent because throughout the film we have showed that he's a coward, he's scared, he's very shy. Then halfway through the film he does get courage and he beat up the seniors. I have to say that the whole fight sequence was one of the worst fight sequence I've ever seen in a film. Such badly executed and so lazy. Like if you want to do a fight sequence, do something special, right? Put some effort. That scene had no effort in it, neither in shooting it nor in performance. And we also see that he's not a very extrovert character in the film. He's not even ready to reveal about his relationship to others. He has a fear of the society, but suddenly he has this courage to go on the stage and give a speech. You may say that he got this strength from the love. Okay, I accept it. But then why didn't he reveal about his relationship? If he had his courage, if he has strength from his love, then reveal it to everyone, right? Why hide it? And that's what I'm saying, all of this doesn't add up. That's why it's inconsistent. Now there's a smart comment in the dialogue. Jai Krishna says that in 1997 people still believe in the color of the skin, but I'm sure in 2020 when my kids grow up there'll be nothing like that, which is totally a comment on 2020 and how it's still alive, that how it's still present. When the issue is so real and relevant that exaggerating it makes it too much, it loses its impact and becomes unbelievable. The real life incidents that happen in name of skin color, caste, they are so gruesome, they are so ridiculous that there's no such need to exaggerate things. Giving a face to this issue, making a villain, it is an easy route to give the audience a target to hate and to make them root for the hero. It is a very simple and cheap trick used in a lot of movies, and this film does that too, because it doesn't want to go into the depth and layers of this issue. It's taking a shortcut, and because of that it loses the complexity and the depth of the issue. Its one tone becomes unreal and the scenes don't have that impact. They don't hit hard, and at the end it just becomes a hero villain story with a social message. It's basically a moral science lesson, and the point of the film is to expect the audience to see this, learn and change themselves, which we all know how unpractical it is. At the end, I would say for a debut film, it's a good effort by the director. I would just say good attempt and all the best for the future. So guys, those are my thoughts on the film. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, check out the videos, and if you like them too, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.